Try to take advantage of some driving time. So the other day I posted a very confusing and controversial post about dry firing being bad for you. The intent of that was to describe how dry firing could be bad for someone that doesn't know any better. Many people were quick to use semantics and technicalities to try to prove me wrong. I get it. There's grandmasters out there that dry fire, and there's guys that dry fire that will be grandmasters. I get it. You're right. You're 100% right. Dry firing is important. It can be very beneficial. My message, though poorly articulated in the post, was that the general advice of dry firing is thrown out there, oftentimes with little context. So, what does dry firing mean? So, I gathered through the comments everything that people that I respect added to the post. So, as Ash said, he removed the shooting part and said, hey, if you just want to start doing push-ups, have a purpose or a goal. If you just start doing push-ups willy-nilly, I don't know, you could jack up your elbows or your back or whatever, you know. Yeah, maybe you get to a point where you're doing, 1,000 push-ups a day, and your pecs are huge, but they're only huge at the top because you're doing this like weird arched push-up non-stop, right? So you could go down a road that will end up limiting you in the future. Another friend of mine said, oh, I've gotten faster since I started dry firing. I'm like, that's great. But now have you gone down this road of a method that you've just practiced, and you've gotten very good at that one method, and you're like, aha, I got it. It's like, well, come to find out, then you're on video, or you hook yourself up to a Manus, and you're like, oh no, I have to now go backwards and undo this habit that I've dry fired myself into creating, and then go back, you took a wrong turn, and then you got to go back the other way. Another point that was brought up, there's no right or wrong way. There are methods that work for other people. There are grandmasters that never took a class. Got it. But how many rounds did it take them to get to where they're at? There are potential shortcuts to take. A lot of these grandmasters that have been doing this for a while, they started shooting in the early 2000s or mid 2000s, and they might have 1 million rounds down range. It might have taken them 300,000 rounds to figure out that, hey, I can do this faster, or this is more efficient, or I took a wrong turn, I need to go back and fix myself. So no, you don't need to go and take a class to become good, but it sure helps, especially for those average guys. And that's who I'm really trying to relay the message to, is the average guys that go take a class or get on the internet and you hear dry fire, and then you just click, and you're not doing yourself the diligence that you could be doing if you wrapped your had more context in the dry firing explanation. So that's really all I meant. There's you can watch some YouTube videos of some methods, and if you're going to go that route, along with any other, even instructors in-person classes, get a variety. I've learned a lot of things that work for me from a lot of different instructors. So if you watch YouTube videos, for the love of God, don't just watch Louis Botkin and mimic everything that he does. I'm not going to elaborate on that, but there's a lot of really good guys that make really good YouTube videos, Watch how Aaron Cowan shoots. You know, Mil-Spec Mojo is another very insanely fast and accurate shooter. There's a lot of guys out there that you can watch and practice what you see and how they hold their hands and maintain recoil management and reloads and stuff like that. Videos, the already free thing you can do because you already got a phone. Then there's a timer that's free because you can download timers on your phone. That'll work for dry firing because you don't need the sensitivity of a shot to get your times. You can set par times with them as well. You can get yourself a real shot timer. A Manus X is another really good tool that you can use. There's several others out there, like laser ones, that I've really gotten mixed reviews on, so I haven't explored them either. So get a tool, get a purpose, get a technique that you want to try, and dry fire it that way. Just make sure that you have a purpose to what you're doing. That's it.